At 8,000 meters above sea level, the human body begins to die. In this altitude, known as the death zone, oxygen levels drop so low that cells suffocate and basic cognitive functions fail within hours. Surviving just one of the 14 mountains that reach this height is a lifetime achievement. Summiting all of them was once considered a physical impossibility. It wasn't until 1986 that Italian climber Reinhold Messner finally conquered all 14 peaks. It took him 16 brutal years of repeated expeditions. By 2013, South Korean climber Kim Chang-ho pushed the human limit further, using modern advances to complete the feat in 7 years and 310 days. Then, in 2019, a relatively unknown Nepali climber named Nirmal Purja announced Project Possible. His goal was to summit all 14 peaks in less than 7 months. This chart shows the compression of human achievement in the Himalayas. While Messner and Kim moved the record by years, Purja's 7-month window exists on a different scale entirely, a timeline that requires a complete biological reimagining of recovery. The elite climbing community largely dismissed the announcement. Investors refused to back him, forcing Purja to remortgage his own home in the UK just to fund the first expedition. Today, that skepticism has been replaced by global celebrity. Purja is a best-selling author and the head of a sprawling philanthropic foundation. But in 2024, serious allegations of sexual misconduct brought forward by 2 female climbers fractured his public image, sparking intense debate about his character. To understand the severity of today's controversy, we must first dissect the untouchable myth he engineered on the mountains. Before becoming a global icon, Purja was a soldier. He started in the Brigade of Gorkhas, a British Army unit known for extreme resilience. He then entered the Special Boat Service, the UK's elite naval special forces. He served in heavy combat zones, at one point surviving a sniper bullet to the face. This conditioning provided the psychological armor needed to operationalize the threat of death. He learned to work calmly where others panicked. To maintain his pace, Purja made a controversial choice. He used supplemental oxygen above 7,500 meters. This departed from the purest traditions of alpine climbing to ensure constant movement. Purja treated the 14 peaks as a rapid deployment military operation, replacing the traditional alpine quest with a singular focus on logistical speed. Even with bottled air, the pace was brutal. Purja suffered from high-altitude cerebral edema, a lethal swelling of the brain, while navigating whiteout conditions. His oxygen supply allowed him to pivot into rescue operations when he encountered stranded climbers. On Kanchenjunga, he held a dying climber for 12 hours after giving up his air supply. Despite these traumas, he stayed ahead of schedule. In late May, he completed a record-shattering 48-hour push across Everest, Lhotse, and Makalu. During that push, he took the viral photograph of the massive queue of climbers at the Hillary Step, an image catapulting him into mainstream awareness. The combination of high-stakes rescues and record-breaking speed shifted his public perception, recasting a specialized athlete into a modern mythological figure. Purja quickly institutionalized this fame. He released the hit Netflix documentary, 14 Peaks, and authored the book Beyond Possible, broadcasting his philosophy to a massive audience. In 2022, he launched the Nimsdai Foundation, leveraging his global reach to fund large-scale projects across the Himalayas. He directed significant resources toward environmental work, specifically the Big Mountain Cleanup initiatives aimed at removing tons of waste from high-altitude camps. The foundation also expanded into humanitarian aid, funding the Lobuche Porterhouse and deploying emergency response teams during the 2024 Nepal floods. This aggressive combination of extreme physical achievement and visible philanthropy cemented him as the unassailable face of Nepalese mountaineering. That unassailable image fractured in 2024 when 2 female climbers accused Purja of sexual misconduct. Purja has categorically denied these allegations, maintaining his innocence while his legacy undergoes its first major public trial. The same traits that made Project Possible a reality, an uncompromising ego, and a willingness to gamble his family's entire financial future, are powerful, high-stakes personality drivers. When that intensity is applied to a global brand, the human complexity of the man often gets lost behind the image. The culture of extreme sports often builds pedestals so high that they obscure systemic behavioral issues, shielding individuals from scrutiny until it is too late. His 2019 season remains a permanent record of human endurance, but the ensuing controversy is a reminder that even those who conquer the death zone must eventually return to Earth, where the same moral complexities and accountability apply to everyone.